Yo, welcome to Apartment 103. This is episode 35?
I thought it was like 37.
37?
I don't know, bro.
Yo, welcome to Apartment 103. This is episode 36.
Yo.
First try, got it.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to leave the rest of it for that to make sense.
Okay.
How you doing today, bro? This is
Hector.
and I am Alfredo, and we're here to give y'all a good enough show. bare minimum.
No. I'm good, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. You want to tell them what we did this morning?
Ooh. We was building a... No, just kidding. No, we finally, first time this year, we went to the soccer fields and we kicked around. If you have heard our older episodes, you know that we play this game where we like do 5 shots apiece. Whoever scores the most wins the game. We alternate between shooting and being in the goal. And last year, you was catching dubs.
And I would chalk that up to the training we were going through.
Yeah.
Like, you just put me through a little bit of some training deal right there. And we was also doing some indoor soccer stuff.
Yeah.
So I was, loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Feeling it. Was kind of in that world a little bit.
Mm-hmm. This time
I
around.
took a big old break.
This time around, not so much. We haven't played since our last indoor game.
Right.
And for me, it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, for me, it's not.
It's not. I played soccer since I was 10 years old, like in actual teams. 10 years old. I played when I was a kid, but like not like legitimately. I just kicked the ball around like every kid does. So like for me, it's just like, we good.
Yeah.
I'm just getting back into it. For you, not so much.
Because I don't have that skill level or that knowledge of the field of the ball.
Your ankle hurts.
Yeah, like at this point right now, I can't lift my foot higher off the ground than level.
Yeah.
But when I pick my foot up, it droops down. So I got to be careful not to trip.
That they disconnected.
Yeah, there's a muscle apparently that's right next to your shin that works a lot whenever you're trying to score, because I did not do a lot of it. Today,
so
anyways.
If you didn't catch that from the talking, undefeated today.
Yeah.
I showed up and I conquered. I made sure he was talking a lot of stuff last year.
But hold on, let me toss this in there real quick. Despite losing, I had some fire saves.
He was actually really good at goalie, which I thought even when we first originally started playing, you were always good at goalie because you play things like football and stuff and like basketball.
Like I have some athletic skill.
Yeah. You're good athletically, and being being a goalkeeper, you're catching the ball. So you just got to get to the ball. So something that you do in football, something that you do in basketball.
Yeah.
So
and I feel like hands is an easier hand-eye coordination. It's hand-eye coordination.
Not foot.
Yeah, like foot coordination is a lot more. Like in boxing, you gotta have your footwork right, and like there is some footwork in football and stuff, but I feel like it's not as detrimental to your performance.
You gotta have hands.
Yeah,
you gotta have hands.
And soccer is all footwork.
You gotta
unless you're the goalie.
You gotta have feet unless you're the goalkeeper
or the person throwing the ball in every now and again.
Yeah. So, like, I even when we first originally started, I thought you were always good at goalie, especially because you don't make a lot of the same mistakes that we do as, like, goalies already, because we're, like...
You got not bad habits, but you have habits already.
Habits that are good for in-game play, but whenever you're just... The way we play is we just set the ball up, and we might run with it a little bit and then shoot, but, like, the shot is coming. Yeah. In game, you kind of want to be off your line, so if in case the ball comes a little closer to you, you can hit it. Whatever. I have all those habits from playing soccer that you don't have. So you're on your line at all times. If it's coming, you got enough time to run to the other side and grab it.
Yeah, I do try to stay penalties. I'm on the line, like right there at the goal line, obviously. But when I'm playing regular normal game time, right, I'm like a step ahead of that line. That's really about it. But also, it screws me whenever I hit the ball, and if it still has that backward momentum and it doesn't clear the post.
That happened in one of them that I scored today.
Yeah. Fire goal. I was just glad that I actually touched it, though, because that one was a nice placement.
It was a cannon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I won. Got the
Congratulations.
crown back on me. I used to have a plastic crown somewhere. I think we threw it away because it was for me and Andrew when we were doing our wrestling predictions. We used to pass the crown back and forth.
That's cute. What happened?
It's cool. Not cute.
No, it's CC. Cute and cool. It's cute to me. It's cool for y'all.
All right. Nah. But yeah, so I
didn't know that was going to hurt your feelings. Keep it to myself next time.
Please.
Sorry.
Damn. Nah, I think we got rid of it because we stopped doing predictions. And so we're just like...
Y'all were just making predictions?
No, we just text each other. We used to make videos on them.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
To be fair, we only did like once, I think.
Okay.
Well, we had set like punishments for like...
Oh, if you got it wrong or something?
If you lost. And there was this one where it was like this Korean egg. No, it was like an egg from like a Korean shop or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But he told me like it was like kind of like green and stuff. Like it looked...
Like the green eggs and ham?
Not quite. This looked like it was like gone bad, the egg. So he was like, oh, okay.
Green eggs.
Probably had gone bad. So the punishment was you have to take a bite out of this egg. And
was that
like,
a challenge at one point?
I don't know. Might have been where we got it from.
It might have been something like that. Or
And,
something similar.
And he was like, yeah, my mom eats those. So like,
oh, maybe not a challenge.
It's an edible thing. It's edible. So he's like, you just have to take a bite. But like, I was all down. But then when it came to it, I lost. So when it came to it, I had to take a bite, and I was like, I don't think I can do it, bro. Yeah, nah. And then he had to take a bite too. So I took like a quick bite, tiny bite. You know, like Squidward trying the Krabby Patty.
Yeah. Very just skinny.
Yeah. So he ended up taking a bite as well. It was anyway.
He finished it. He ate the whole. He's like, yeah, this is nothing.
Lunch, homie. How'd I get here?
The
crown.
No, yeah, the crown.
I got the crown now. You know, he gonna have to fight me next Sunday for it.
That's right, and I will too. You know.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get to our regular scheduled program.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna be kicking it off with Let's Get Deep, the Friends edition. There's also a couples edition, which we might go into after we run out of icebreakers here, because we're getting close to that point. We want to get to know each other. I think we should
still finish the rest of the cards, even if we finish icebreakers.
Just do deep and deeper?
Yeah.
And then until we stay deep? I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. So first level is level 1, and this is the icebreaker. Question is, what is your comfort food?
Comfort food.
Yeah. So when I'm thinking comfort food, I'm not thinking like your go-to. So like for us, our go-to is McDonald's, right? I wouldn't consider that our comfort food.
It's like the one that you will like, if your mom was like, it's your birthday, I can make you whatever you want, or you had a rough week, I'll make you whatever you want.
The rough week one for sure, or even on your own, and you're going through some things, and you're like,
I don't know how to make my comfort food.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Enchiladas.
Oh.
Well, when my sister makes that, she'll be like, there's never been a time where my sister's been like, hey, I'm making enchiladas, do you want to come over? That I've been like, nah, I'm good. I'm there every time.
She said, you read the message, you don't even respond, just start knocking on the door.
What's up? She said,
there's enchiladas here?
I said tomorrow, man. I didn't read the whole message, actually. I blacked out. I ended over here.
I saw enchilada. I didn't even read. I just saw the word enchilada. I was here. I'm staying the night, though.
Yeah, nah.
I'll be here.
Wake me up when they're ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, enchiladas, bro. Yeah, you got me there. What about you?
I want to say it's like ice cream, because like I'm basic. But if we're talking about like an actual food, like a meal,
like I
would say it's probably the Mexican casserole that my stepdad used to make, that I've now got the recipe to, so I can make my.
You can make your comfort food.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's cool. That's our family heirloom too.
I thought you learned that in the military.
I just started cooking it in the military.
Okay.
That was when I started making it on my home.
Yeah,
on my
gotcha,
place,
gotcha.
my spot.
Nice,
now my meal.
Cause I don't feel like I heard you talk about it until you were in the military and you were coming back.
Yep, and that would be the reason why.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I was like, hey, yo, Dad. How you make this, man?
You was on the phone with him, or he just sent you like a text of the layout of how to do it?
I called him, asked him, and then he gave me a text with all the. He's like, yeah, I'll text it to you. I'm like, cool, because he did tell me it, but I was like, I'm gonna forget.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that in writing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I got the secret sauce to it. You know, time, ingredients, you know, how to do it, process, and all that stuff. And I've tweaked it a little bit to make it more me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all the same
Yeah.
stuff. So.
It originates from there.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I had the same thing with my sister Crystal, where she was like, I was like, I really want chicken with like salsa verde with the green sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but I don't know how to make the sauce. So I had to call her, and she sent me like a whole layout of it. Like, you need like 3 chiles, some garlic, some tomatillos, the green ones, and a little bit. She's like, a little bit of water. Do not put too much, because then it's gonna be runny, or it's gonna be like too watery. And I did it too watery the first time. I had to make a whole new batch.
And that's awesome, man, because like when you mess up, you learn.
Yeah.
Like I believe that. So
like she said, don't put too much water, and I was like, that doesn't look like enough water. So I put a little bit more, and then it was too much.
You're like, damn, I should have just listened to the warning.
But that I have it in my notes app, so whenever I want to make it again, it's ready to go.
Right, I got it down like preheat oven.
Yeah.
Have these. Well, first I have my shopping list, and then right underneath it, preheat oven. You know, do this. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You gotta have it in that like that. That way you can just read it down.
That's crazy how like the generation before us just knew these things.
That, and they had physical cookbooks for some things.
Yeah.
Like general cookbook stuff, recipes.
I ain't never seen my sister look at a cookbook, bro.
No?
She just
we
knows how to make these things.
I feel like we had one back when I was growing up in Arkansas. My stepdad's mom always had a cookbook, but she never used it. She would add to it.
Ooh. That's dope. I need my sister to do that.
It was a handmade cook, like it was a custom cookbook.
That's a legacy there.
Yeah, and it would have like this is how I remember it, right?
Yeah.
It might have had some like basic original recipes that might have been, you know, general at that time. But in the back, there was like little flashcards that were like slipped in with like ingredients and stuff like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, so
I need my sister to do that.
Honestly, it's a dying like tradition for families.
Yeah,
because like, what are we passing down to our kids like skill wise to maintain themselves, and like, you know, it's like, oh, you can't cook it better than my mom's, and it's like, well, now moms they don't have like a family dish anymore. They might have their signature dish that they've learned throughout the process of being mom, you know, or dad or whatever. But then it becomes, oh, that's mom's dish. That's mom's dish. You know, versus, oh, that's you, like mom can't cook it better than grandma, but when grandma goes, now mom's is grandma's. You know, mom's is mom's now until she becomes grandma, and then it's like, you know,
then mom can't cook it as good as new grandma.
And then it just keeps going on because that's the family's recipe. That's the family sauce right there.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah. All right, let's move on to level 2.
All right, deep.
Oh.
Is this one too deep?
This one has plagued me for years, bro, because I hear people talk about this all the time, and I cannot pinpoint it for me.
Okay.
Are you ready? Yeah. Is that enough hype? Is that enough hype behind the question?
I don't know, but now I'm nervous.
What is your first memory?
Okay. I was probably about 4 years old. I don't know if this is my first. All right, so I have like 3 very distinct early memories. I don't know my age except for one of them. It was my birthday party. And I believe I was 4.
Okay.
My mom can maybe fact check it to see if maybe I was earlier, like maybe 3, but I don't think it was earlier than 4. This is based on that. I had a Power Ranger cake, and it was in the house across the street from my grandma's. And that was kind of, and I think that was kind of it. Like, that was a moment in time that I remember. It was like we had like this couch, another couch on the left, and then like in front was like my mom's bedroom. It was a super small house. And then next to that, her bedroom, it was our super messy bedroom. Like, I mean, toys from wall to wall. You could not walk. Jump on the bed, jump on the dresser. Those were your only places. And we would sit on the dresser and look at the TV all sideways to watch it.
Yeah.
And then we'd also had, after you walk out of those two bedrooms, it was the kitchen and then the bathroom, which I remember also. Never mind. We'll go into that story another day. It's an embarrassing story, but it's also a super early memory I had. So, yeah, that's the house that I remember. Another memory of that same time is my mom was washing the car, and at that time there was a dog that I remember seeing that had a blue and a brown eye, and it was like a black dog. It was very little, and it was just roaming around, and I was playing with it at that time. And then the last memory that I have, I don't know how old I was at that time. The last memory that I have is, I believe I was at my grandma's house.
Last memory in that house?
No, this is a different house. This isn't the small house or my great grandma's house, actually, that was across the street. This is my grandma's house, my mom's house. Mm-hmm. I think we were in Bearden or something like that. We were at this one house, and there was a kitchen area. They were all sitting around it, and I was like messing around or whatever, and I was digging around in my grandma's and grandpa's bedroom, and I found it was a gorilla mask, and it scared me because at the time, in my memory, I don't ever remember it being worn by somebody. Mm-hmm. But I remembered it at that time because this is why it scared me. Is because my grandpa, I think, would always put it, and that was Bottled Jack, supposedly. This is what my mom kind of told me. That was Bottled Jack, and he would like steal my bottles, and so like I was traumatized by this gorilla or this person in a gorilla outfit with red eyes. Like, it was super creepy. So when I found the mask, I just freaked out and ran out and was like screaming and crying. It was like, those are the earliest like memories that I can think of, and I think they're around 3 to 4 range.
Okay. I don't have that much of a clear memory. I do remember before I started school, before I started like pre-K and all that, I knew my siblings were in Mexico. Like, they were all born here, but they were all in Mexico. And I remember us going to Mexico before we started school. So, like, we were one of the only kids with my parents at the time. And then at a certain point, they were like, well, they're going to go to Mexico for a bit. And so we were in Mexico. And I think I remember the flight to Mexico. Because I remember one time we flew to Mexico with my aunt. And it must have been that time because I've seen pictures of it. And I remember the ascent.
Do you think that maybe you remember it because of the pictures?
I think that's a lot of my memories are. I remember getting on my dad's, he had a pool. We had our house, and then he built a house in the backyard that was like almost as big or slightly bigger than the house that we had. And he had a pool table in there. And I remember climbing on the pool table.
And there's a picture
of me holding like all, trying to hold all the balls.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I mean, that's cool.
No, that cute is acceptable there.
Oh, okay.
I was a kid.
You
don't know the rules, bro. I was a cute ass kid, bro.
Yeah, you was cute thick. Now you're handsome.
No,
thick.
I was thick. I was skinny.
Oh,
I was too.
You didn't have that baby fat.
No,
I was a little chunky
compared to Alex. Oh. But so those are like the 2 earliest that I remember, but it could just be because of the pictures that I remember them.
Yeah, I say that because there are pictures of me where I was like riding a bike inside of the living room, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that.
But there's also pictures of me like toddler, barely standing with like boots, like cowboy boots, my dad's cowboy boots on, and like I'm like, obviously I don't remember that. That's cute as fuck, but like I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. So those memories I shared were all on my mom's side. There are about 2 memories that I have from my dad's side when I was super young. But I think they were older, aside from the one when I was in Mexico. That one I remember, I was in Mexico super young. I want to say around the same time frame. If not, maybe a little later. But I definitely think it was before school as well. So I might have been like 5 max, 3 is the youngest.
Yeah.
Because in my earlier years, I didn't go to Mexico like that. But I was there, and my tia Karina would take care of me. And we had this big open house, like in the center, it was just open. And then all the rooms were kind of like in a square.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 levels.
Dang.
Yeah, my grandparents had it, man. And I remember living there with them and playing like on the arcade, hanging out downstairs in the garage where we sold candies and stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah, and I would like run across the street, down the road a little bit, pick up some groceries, bring them back. Honestly, it's a really cool memory. And I wish I could think of Mexico like that. But nah.
Yeah.
It ain't like that no more.
Yeah. I do remember at one point when we were in like kindergarten, where my older brothers were talking about their crushes in school. So they were like second, 4th grade. And so I was like, I also got a crush. Her name is such and such. And they were just like, okay. Like, they didn't care at all, bro.
Like, I thought we were talking about sitting around talking about bitches.
I want to tell you. Yeah.
But shit, it's all good.
We threw a party. Yeah, we threw a party.
Hey, from
Oh, yeah. So talking about bitches that we almost. That's funny, bro.
You was doing it before it was.
Yeah, bro. I was like, come on, man. Drake was talking to me. Yeah, he was talking to me. He's speaking to my soul.
Not to you. About you.
About me.
He was living that life while he was only writing about it or ghost rapping about it.
Since the crib, I was, kindergarten.
I think it was by the a poet by the name of Drake.
Aubrey Grant.
Yeah,
bro, I was trying to tell them that I love Tabitha, bro.
Like, go back to Marvin's room.
But yeah, they didn't give a fuck. I was like, okay.
Poor little Alfredo. Tabitha.
I was like, I'm not doing it right.
I like Tabitha.
Yeah. That was actually...
Somebody get there, man. Whose child is this? Oh, that's our brother.
This motherfucker still got nap time. We talk about who he like.
Go get your diaper changed or something.
Okay.
Y'all are mean.
If I have a juice box waiting for me right now, ooh.
I'm gonna go eat my fruit snacks and be depressed on my own.
No, but yeah, they did me dirty.
Okay.
Let's get on to level 3. Deeper.
What is the worst weather or natural disaster you've experienced?
Oh, I got a good one for this, bro. I didn't really experience it in the storm, but I saw it from afar.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right.
Talk to me, baby.
So this was, when was this?
Probably 2008.
No, this was recent.
Oh.
I was living in this apartment, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was 2 years ago, something like that. So my sister that lives in Oklahoma City moved over here, and her daughter was at the end of her school year. So she was like, I don't want to leave because I don't want to miss prom. And, and me being a good uncle, I was like, don't worry about it, girl. We'll drive you back to take you to prom. I'll get an Airbnb for me and Claudia. You could do your prom thing, and we could leave the next day. Just make sure you get your prom.
I regret it now, 3 years later.
There was the day of, I was like, okay, we're going to leave at 5 o'clock. 5 p.m., we're out of here. We're hitting the road.
Latest.
Yeah. Things happen, yada, yada. We don't end up leaving till 6.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but we don't end up leaving till 6. As we're driving there, we start to see videos of like, tornado hit in this city, and I'm like, we're like an hour away from there. If we would have left at the time that we were gonna leave,
you would have been in
that city, bro.
Maybe not in the tornado, but you'd have been
in the city, close to it, past it, whatever, right? But that's not even the worst of it. We kept driving, and it was like a gas station, because once you get like so far from the city, there's like just road and like small towns here and there. So the gas stations are...
trust me, I know. 70 like that.
Yeah. Gas stations are few and far between. You got to take like the gas station is in the middle of both directions. So I'm like, no, we're good. We don't need gas. We're good. Just drive past it. As soon as we pass the gas station, iPhones start going off.
Emergency alert?
Yeah. Talking about a tornado in our area. We're like, huh?
Go back to the gas station.
We can't even turn back because it's one way.
Shoot, I'd have hit the grass.
Yeah. So then...
emergencies? This is an emergency maneuver.
Bro. So then we're like, fuck, we don't know what to do. I just pull over, get under a bridge. I've since learned that you're not supposed to do that. I don't remember. I haven't looked it up. I heard that somewhere. I was like, okay, well, I lived.
Right, because like generally, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're supposed to backs against the wall, not under a table. Under a table is earthquake.
Yeah.
But backs against the wall.
Away from the windows.
Yeah, or during a tornado.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
So I thought under a bridge we'd be good. So we get under a bridge.
I'm going to have to look that up.
And we're seeing that the tornado is hitting in around El Dorado, not the Lost City.
Of gold?
Yeah.
Let me get some.
It's hitting El Dorado. El Dorado is like 30 minutes from where we're at, bro. 30 minutes to 45 minutes roughly. I'm like, excuse me? And I'm like, I don't know if it's coming this way. I don't know which way it's going.
Or y'all just getting too fast. You catching up to that hour window.
Bro, yeah. Like, I was like...
Closing that gap.
I was scared. Claudia calls her mom. And her mom is like talking her through it, right? And I'm like, I ain't got nobody to call.
It's just me.
I call my sister. She's at a concert. She ain't picking up. She having the time of her life.
I feel like if I called anybody, they'd be like, okay.
Right.
What am I supposed to do for you?
That's why, like, I couldn't call anybody but her, because, like, everybody else would be like, oh, that's what's up. Like, at least you're not in the tornado.
Dang.
So, like, she, like, at least sympathize and be like, all right, that's what you do. Relax. If it gets close to you,
okay.
you can do this. So, I couldn't call nobody. We were just sitting there waiting for this storm to die out, bro. I was like, if this is it, this is it. I mean, what am I going to do?
Dang.
So, yeah, that was it.
That was the last of it.
It eventually died down, like, because you can feel the winds being that close. Like, it's just picking up. And eventually it died down, and we were like, all right, well, let's drive through this part as fast as we can.
Right. Like, cops behind us and like, nah, I'm not stopping for you. Yeah. We can stop after the
You can pull me over in Wichita. So, yeah, once we got to Wichita, I was like, all right, you're out of the zone. So we're like, all right, we cool now.
Yeah, dang.
But I'm like, if we would have left an hour earlier like we wanted to,
things could have been
different.
That's that high power right there.
Sure.
Making you... No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I believe it is.
You believe it is.
Yeah.
What about you?
So, the one that I've experienced the most was a rainstorm, a hailstorm, it was a minor hailstorm, I think, over in Colorado. I was on the motorcycle, and I only had a t-shirt and a leather vest. And I was working on my truck, and old boy came out. He's like, hey, man, it's starting to rain. Like, the rain's coming. Yeah. You might want to start heading back to the crib, but like it's a 25-30 minute drive or ride. And And I'm like, ah, yeah, cool. Let me just move the truck out of because it was in his little workspace and stuff, and he was gonna pull his truck in.
Gotcha.
And my truck's old and beat up anyway, so I just pushed it out, and he moved his truck in, and so my truck's sitting out, and I get on the bike and I take off. 5 minutes later, the rain starts. And I'm like, okay, it's whatever. It's cold, I'm
not
like
the first
shivering.
time.
Yeah, I'm shivering. I'm driving it, and then the winds pick up. And now I'm going straight, but I'm leaning sideways to stay in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting pushed out and bullied off the road.
Ooh, yeah.
And then the hail hits, and you won't imagine how tender this spot is right here where your elbow, the inside of your elbow is, man. I tell you what, that right there, that hurts.
And how you holding the handlebars?
Like this.
So
that thing is exposed. Yeah, so you always have to have your right arm up.
Ooh.
Left arm, as long as you're not breaking, you can hide that thing, and that's exactly what I was doing. I had this arm hidden behind my back. I'm like,
you couldn't even switch off either because you have that.
Yeah, because with the bike, you're controlling the throttle with the right arm. So if you let go, right, you're not going nowhere.
Dang.
And you can't just swap arms.
Yeah, nah.
Because you'll end up. I feel like you'd end up wrecking. I ain't got the skill for it.
Yeah.
I was fairly new to riding at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, still made it through the storm. I'm talking, dude. I had whelps on my arm, and it was so bad. And I had little ones on this other arm because I was like, I'll just deal with it. Oh, never mind. Yeah, screw that. Dude. And they were about quarter size hail.
Do you think it's gonna go away here in a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it hardly ever hails like this much. But I am in Colorado, which is known for hailstorms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nah, man. After that, I always kept my larger jacket with me. I don't now. But yeah, dude. That was the most painful, coldest, wettest. Dude, I had in my riding shoes that I wore, the water just pulled up inside of my shoe.
Dang.
I was drenched. I was in pain. It was not a good ride. But I'll tell you this. That ride taught me a lot more about riding the motorcycle than all the experience I had before that.
Mm.
It also boosted my confidence in riding in uncomfortable terrain and situations.
Mm-hmm.
And so it also built more confidence in not necessarily trying newer things with the bike, but just being more comfortable with the bike, knowing its limitations, knowing my capabilities and stuff like that. So it was really awesome in that aspect.
Yeah.
Because there ain't nothing so far that Kansas has thrown at me that I have that makes my heart race a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm chilling out here.
Yeah.
But over there, it was a whole nother monster, man.
Man, I remember this one time we were working at the gym and they got the tornado alarms. Do you remember that?
Yep.
They made
had
us
everybody
go to the bottom.
Yep, and sitting alongside where they used to keep those really cool not caricatures, but that style painting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I remember Claudia was at her mom's apartment at the time, and she was in the basement of the laundry area of her building.
Mm-hmm.
And she was sending me videos of a tornado starting to form.
Oh, the funnel.
Yeah, it was starting and then it would dissipate, and I was just holy shit.
The only other tornado that I remember, since we're in the Midwest and we are in Tornado Valley,
that would be the most.
Yeah. It was 2011, 2010, something like that. Maybe even. Yeah, no, I think it was around that time frame. I stayed the night in my aunt's house, and they woke me up and they're like, there was a tornado. Are you okay and stuff? And I'm like, a tornado? They're like, yeah, bro. It hit the Walmart right down the street or whatever. And I'm like, so I'm chilling, bro. I didn't even, because they went to work.
Yeah.
And they were they came back and I guess I was sleeping. And they were like, "Are you good?"
You slept right through
I slept right through the tornado. I'm like, if it came through here, as long as it didn't hit this house, I'd have been chilling probably.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I remember us tornado hitting close to where we lived in Texas, And I remember for the longest, I thought that was like I was misremembering it, because I was like, surely it couldn't have been a tornado because we were in Texas. We don't get tornadoes. Really normal. Yeah, we don't get tornadoes in Texas. And then like years later, I heard like one of my siblings mention it. I'm like, oh shit, no, that was real. Okay.
I started to doubt myself a little bit.
Because like as I moved to Oklahoma and I learned like this is Tornado Alley, Oklahoma, Kansas.
Is it alley or valley?
Alley.
Oh, okay. I think I've always said Tornado Valley.
Am I?
No, I think you're right, because it's like a stretch, like a straight. Yeah.
It's narrow, like those like Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, just basically just going up.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, once I learned that and like the cutoff was Oklahoma, I was like, I could surely in the middle of Texas in Austin, I wouldn't have got a tornado. But no, it turns out we did.
Yeah, when I was in Alaska, we also experienced a couple of earthquakes.
Oh, really?
Like the vibrations from a couple of different earthquakes. Yeah. Some people's TVs and stuff all like fall down.
There was a time when we experienced them here. And not like to that degree.
I remember.
Not to that degree, but I remember we used to make music super late, right? So I was always up every night. And my sister, I don't know if you remember, she had this glass coffee table in her living room.
Oh, yeah.
The metal frame. Yeah. And so if someone was stepping, you could hear it shake. It had a metal frame and it had a glass top. And if somebody was like walking on the porch, it would shake. If somebody was walking in the house,
any vibration.
Anything. And I remember one time I was editing a song or something. I was up late and I was in my room and I just hear from the living room the and I'm like, who the fuck is here? And so I go to the living room, turn on the lights. I'm like, ain't nobody here. Look outside, ain't nobody here. Next day, everybody's like, yo, there was an earthquake, such and such. It was like, you could feel like a little bit of it here.
Dude.
And I was like, what? I was like, that's what that was. That had to be what that was.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't remember tornado or earthquakes being around.
I remember it being like such an anomaly that's why people were talking about it. Yeah.
I might not have been here then. Or no, I was. If you were making music then.
You were here.
I mostly was here during that time.
I think you were here, but like maybe you just didn't care.
That also very well could be it. I didn't have something like to notify me that an earthquake happened. And maybe I did hear conversations about the earthquake.
Dismissed it.
Yeah.
Like for me, it stuck out because of that experience of the glass
and since I didn't have
coffee table. For you, it was just like,
nothing
I ain't feeling
over here. Yeah.
It was like you with the tornado. I was sleeping.
Right. Tornado. Y'all tripping. Y'all was lying, first of all.
Earthquake. We live in Kansas, fam.
Yeah. But in Alaska, we did have a few.
Did you feel it?
Yeah. Ooh. Like, you just be like sleeping, and then like you just feel the vibration when you're sleeping, and you're like, that's not my phone vibrating. Like
shaking the whole crib.
Right. And then all of a sudden, you just like hear, or like you can feel like the bed starting to shake, and like it'll tap the wall a little bit if it's yeah.
So that was definitely worse than what we got here.
Yeah,
because I was in a house full of people and nobody woke up.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, we had things where like sometimes it was pretty bad. Like even just a couple miles away from us, people's things were like being knocked over.
Oh, dang.
One of the Glen Highway, that goes through Alaska, it fell out in a certain part. Yeah. And they generally have pretty decent size earthquakes over in Alaska, actually, from what I've gathered. So
that makes sense because like that's the West Coast. They get earthquakes.
It's also like right off the ocean and stuff like that. And I think there's like platonic plates or something like that.
Tectonic.
Yeah, something like that.
Tectonic plates.
Something like that, yeah, like where the earth, where the plates meet, kind of thing. Okay, so what we talking about, man? I see you got this.
Yeah, so I pulled up.
I pulled up
what the internet's been talking about this whole week.
I'm actually, I was like, I've seen videos on it. I'm like, I think y'all. All right, let's let them know what it is.
So, unless you've been living under a rock or off social media, you have heard about this. It says, I think 100 men could beat one gorilla. Everybody just got to be dedicated to that shit. Thoughts? Do you agree? Disagree?
I disagree.
Disagree?
Heavily.
I don't know, man.
What?
100 people is a lot. One gorilla?
First of all, if you surrounded a gorilla with 100 people, not every 100 person getting licks in though. There's still space and like, you know what I'm saying? If everybody trying to walk in, not 100 people in at
the first layer will get hits, and then they'll get smacked up, and then the second layer.
Bro, even if you could somehow magically get everyone to wallop this gorilla at once, you know how much force that these gorillas can put down?
I don't know, man.
Tarzan is the only person I have ever seen take a hit from a gorilla straight to the back.
But like
and that's fictional.
They gotta hit you though. That's what it is. Just be quicker than that. Let's be quicker. And also, like, he's swinging arms here.
I'm thinking movies have really the Planet of the Apes didn't do it for you. Like,
nah, man. I think
they had to have 100 people with guns, and they still didn't win.
That's a whole race of apes with human intelligence.
All right, that's fair. All right, that argument is not that valid, but
so
like still,
I think we're like discounting. Like, you think that people are going in there shooting a fair one with them. Now we clawing and scratching and kicking and doing everything to get on this motherfucker. Like,
because this is bare hands though.
Bare hands for sure.
Yeah, not happening.
But like,
I'm telling you, bro.
I don't know. I think that like the gorilla will get through like 60.
Ain't 20 left going to take out a gorilla. I don't care how tired that gorilla go. His arm way more than 2 of these people, bro.
I'm gonna say it again. 60.
Yeah.
You said 20. 40.
Okay, 40.
40.
I still don't think that is.
Nah, bro. I think that the gorilla could get through 60. But like, that still leaves 40 people, bro. And the gorilla isn't coming out of this untouched. I think that you got the gorilla. You think the gorilla OP'd, and he not. Do you want to look at some stats? Ask some questions.
Yeah, let's look at some stats here.
How do you want to address this?
First, let's ask ChatGPT what the hell they think.
Okay, ChatGPT.
And then to justify their answer.
Okay.
Then maybe we can get some of these stats. That way we don't have to look up different questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can kind of.
Okay.
And put search. Hit the search button on there too. I want it to think a little bit, not deep search, or maybe even reason. What the hell is reason? That's new. I ain't seen that. What's reasoning?
Oh, I gotta log in. Hold up. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. I could have just pulled it up on my phone.
Password is saved.
Oh, okay.
We good.
I'm about to pull out my own.
Compare and contrast.
Yeah. Like, all right, your ChatGPT think y'all got it. Mine agrees with me.
I haven't asked ChatGPT, but let's see.
I haven't either, but I'm about to after this.
Okay, so what do you want to say?
Okay. So there is a question going around. Can 100 men, dedicated men, not skilled, right? Just dedicated. Are we using that interchangeably?
Sure.
Interchangeably?
I mean, they don't have to be skilled, dedicated, but they're not necessarily unskilled. They can be skilled.
Right.
Yeah, but
okay.
they're dedicated
but
to the
dedicated to
dedicated men.
Take out or
defeat,
win against. I'd even go with survive. I would take that as a dub.
In a fight against one gorilla.
Yeah. They didn't add any adjectives for the gorilla, so I feel like they ain't saying one dedicated gorilla.
One little baby gorilla who can't.
No, this is one
eye.
This is one cage scarred up gorilla. This is y'all with an eye patch.
Tarzan's dad.
I don't know if y'all taking that gorilla. I was like maybe an average gorilla, not leader of the pack gorilla.
Yeah. All right. So is that what you want to go with? There's a question going around. Can 100 dedicated men win in a fight against one gorilla?
Period. And then say, what do you think? Justify your answer or explain why. And explain why.
Oh, what?
Huh? It's a question mark, bro.
I'm trying. Think. Justify your answer. Or explain why.
I would say explain why.
Explain why. Ready?
Yes. I'm actually. Did you hit search? You didn't hit search.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay. But it already knows. Well, it's fun to imagine. The short answer is yes.
Oh,
But
so,
at a very
wait. Start from the top. Start from the top. Make it drop.
Okay. This is one of those classic internet hypotheticals, and while it's fun to imagine, the short answer is yes. 100 dedicated men could defeat a gorilla, but at a very high cost and likely with many serious injuries or deaths.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. We ain't coming out unscathed. Some of you will die, like Lord Farquaad said. Some of you will die.
Huh?
But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
All right, you want to give him the gorilla
All right.
stats here? Well, actually, I'll give him gorilla stats.
Yeah,
that's my boy.
I'm on the human side. You on the gorilla.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's Harambe right there. They put him down for no reason. Anyway, physical power.
You seen the video of their like whenever the gorilla says the name Harambe and they put the Batman versus Superman part where they're, why did you say that name? He goes, that's his mother. Lois comes up.
No, I saw one where it was like when it's just you and the gorilla, you the last one standing against the gorilla, and he remembers all the memes and posts about Harambe you did back in. And he's like, "You're good to go."
That's
and he's
funny. I saw where the gorilla was cradling him when you the last one left, and he's like cradling the guy.
Okay,
all right. So,
first off, we're going to talk about the gorilla's strength.
Yeah,
all right, physical power. A fully grown silverback gorilla can lift over 1,800 pounds, approximately 815 kilograms, and has 6 to 10 times the upper body strength of an average adult human. Speed and agility, gorillas are incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. I don't know why you're talking about you just going to move out of the way. But anyway, and agile for their size. Okay, all right, so now we minimize it. It's for their size.
For their size, yeah.
Capable of short bursts of speed up to 20 to 25. No, that's still fast as fuck. I cannot. Okay, anyways. Yeah. Natural weapons, they have massive canine teeth, strong jaw, meaning bite force, around 1,300 PSI. And long, powerful arms, perfect for grabbing and throwing.
Yeah. There's some people that are gonna be slammed like the Hulk did Loki in Avengers 1.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, man. It depends on the fighting experience of this gorilla too. Yeah, I feel like that because like with natural instincts, maybe not so much. But if he's been in actual fights where he's not just like if he's fighting like a human, oh no, bro. 100 men ain't doing it. But anyway.
Don't you think this gorilla in the UFC, bro? I think more if he was in the wild, he'd have a better chance than if he was in the zoo like his whole life.
Okay, yeah. Without having to like defend himself, territory, all that other, Okay.
All right. On the flip side of that, the human side, 100 men is a lot, and that's my argument.
Right.
It's a lot.
Right.
That's a massive numerical advantage. If they coordinate, the gorilla can't focus on all of them at once. Dedicated is key. If all 100 are truly committed to subduing or killing the gorilla, risking life and limb, they could overwhelm it. Tactics are greater than strength. If they form ranks, use improvised weapons like spears, nets.
Okay, we gotta redo it.
Yeah.
Go ask it and you'd be like, no weapons, straight hands.
Redo?
Not redo.
But just add that.
Yeah, just include that. There it is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
We'll finish reading what it said, though, I think, maybe, yeah?
Finish reading? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That way they would know what they would need in order to defeat this gorilla, just so y'all know.
How do I get rid of this?
There
we go.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay. If they form tactic is greater than strength. If they form ranks, use improvised weapons like spears, nets, or clubs, or swarm the gorilla from multiple angles, or swarm the gorilla, that could work. Their chances improve drastically. Realistic outcome. In open combat, no strategy, just rushing in, the gorilla could easily kill or incapacitate dozens in the initial frenzy. Its sheer power and speed would allow it to do a lot of damage quickly. With planning and sacrifice, if the men acted like a tactical unit, some distracting, others binding its limbs, others attacking, it becomes possible to bring it down. But some men would almost certainly die or be seriously injured, which we already know.
Yeah.
All right, read that TLDR.
Well, that all it does is sum it all up, and there's really no
conclusion.
reason. It's too long. Didn't read. You already read it.
In conclusion.
Okay.
Don't be typed it out, bro. Don't be.
All right. My fault, chat. My fault, chat. Yes, 100 dedicated men can defeat a gorilla, but only if they're well coordinated, which I highly doubt. Even if you are dedicated, dedicated does not equal well coordinated. Coordinating 100 workers is hard enough. You know how it is, even with 15, 20 people in the same department. Anyway, well coordinated, willing to suffer losses, and make use of strategy over brute force, which I think that in generally will happen as well. So, otherwise, it's just a massacre. And that's where I'm at. So.
I also think that we're taking out human emotion, that even if they are 100% dedicated, 100 men, jumping into this, once that first wave dies,
you're disheartened. Yeah.
Some of them ain't going to be like,
they're
okay, keep it going. Some of them are going to be frozen. Like Attack on Titan at the beginning.
They're dedicated at the beginning.
Yeah,
and
when
then
they're training. And then they see their best friend get 8.
You just see the anime eyes shaking.
Yeah.
And they're like, you mean, is it even worth it?
Yeah, exactly.
Then you get Captain Irwin.
So everybody's dedicated at the beginning. That's why they flew there to fight this gorilla.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and dedicated changes when you're like, I actually might die. I have family. I have things I want to live for, and you're like, I'm sacrificing my life to just take out one gorilla.
What if he grabs you, throws you, doesn't kill you? You tell me you getting back up? Nah, man, you got me. I'm like that.
I died. And then when I saw the last guy die and the gorilla walked away, I got up.
Yeah.
What happened? I
won that one, I think.
I'm last one standing as far as anyone knows.
Gorilla sleep right now.
Yeah, let's add in the strictly no weapons.
Can they do it strictly no weapons?
Without weapons. Just without weapons.
Without weapons.
Explain why.
Doesn't it already explain?
I wanted to go in like break it down, like kind of like what it did, just in case.
Okay.
I don't think it'll do more, but if you don't put it, it could do less, I guess.
Okay, sure. You're the expert.
I'm not, but this is how I try to keep as much information as possible.
Okay.
Much, much harder.
But it's still okay. Without weapons, the situation becomes much, much harder. But it's still technically possible with extreme sacrifice and coordination. Here's why. Get him.
All right. So the gorilla, right? We got the one punch man. No, I'm just kidding. One punch kill power. A gorilla can break bones, crush skulls, and toss a grown man like a rag doll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already disheartened. I'm not fighting this gorilla, period. I'm not, especially not wave 1.
I honestly I don't think I would make the requirements. They'd be like,
I'm not dedicated.
They'd be picking teams, and they'd be like, I don't know about him.
So they got thick muscle and skin. It's not just strong, it's durable. Hitting it with fists or trying to wrestle it down is incredibly risky and mostly ineffective. Killer instincts.
Not looking good for the humans. It's not looking good.
Killer instincts.
Okay.
In a panic. While gorillas are generally non-aggressive in nature, one under attack would enter a fight or die frenzy.
Ooh.
A raging silverback could maul multiple people in seconds.
Not looking good. All right, the humans unarmed. No natural weapons. Human fists, feet, and bodies are fragile compared to the gorillas. Most men would be killed or badly injured if they tried to punch or grapple it directly.
I like how it went from some to now most. And it's like starts with killed. It didn't say you would be injured first.
Yeah, nah.
Anyway.
Like you'd be lucky to be badly injured. Yeah. Only real weapons Only real weapon, number, and coordination. Their only chance would be a carefully orchestrated swarm. Some would have to sacrifice themselves, grabbing its arms, jumping on its back, pulling it down while others dogpile it and try to choke or suffocate it. Kind of like when they tried to fight Thanos on that planet.
And you saw how that went.
Yeah, not great.
They only won because of the gauntlet.
But it wasn't 100 of them.
It was even more.
No, I mean, not
Oh,
on
you're
Earth.
talking about, it was 6.
It was like yeah,
6?
the Guardians and Tony and
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man because Doctor Strange wasn't doing
Yeah,
it.
because he was...
Yeah. Yeah. He's rocking out.
In case y'all didn't see that, because you're listening to this,
Yeah.
I just tweaked out for a
He
little
just
bit.
had a seizure. All right, next one.
Okay, so could they do it? In theory, yes. If the men acted like trained soldiers or wrestlers and accepted that some of them would die. In practice, most likely not. Panic, fear, and chaos would set in once the gorilla starts mauling people. That breaks coordination. Many would hesitate or flee, which tips the fight in the gorilla's favor, which is exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not doubting your dedication going in initially, but once
the first wave dies, yeah, I don't
after
know.
a few people die,
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe we didn't think about this.
Yeah. Okay. Realistic outcome: unarmed. Gorilla kills and maims dozens before being overwhelmed, if at all. Now it's if. Now it's if. Dozens of casualties on the human side, broken bones, crushed ribs, or worse.
At least it put it at the end this time.
Yeah. Highly unlikely without discipline, training, or some form of restraining tactic. And then a TLDR, which I just want to make a quick confession. Didn't know that's what that meant.
Yeah, too long didn't read. I didn't know either. When chat, this is the only reason why I know, because when chat started, I was like, "What the does that mean?"
Did you ask ChatGPT?
Yes, I had to. It was like too long didn't read.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, that's why I always scroll to the bottom and just read this part. It makes sense.
For me, I thought it meant like in conclusion.
No, it's
Here's
just like this is. I mean, it is because
Yeah.
conclusion takes everything and just bundles
sums
it in
it
one
up,
nice
yeah.
little bow.
So it is, but it's not saying in conclusion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this actually convinced me that you're right.
Without weapons, it's barely possible, but extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
The gorilla is a biological tank. That is my whole thing about the gorilla.
But it seems like it'd be a good fight though. Like, you know,
if the bodies that were dying didn't matter, sure. Like I don't want to see this happen. Like I really don't, because I'm feeling like we're gonna find out that testing nature is not the smartest thing for us to do. Whether we were throwing numbers at it, I get numbers. It's an overwhelming force. Coordination is going to be that key. Training, sacrifice, and well coordinated stuff. So when things start going down, you do not buckle. My soldiers will not buckle under the cruelties of the world.
Yeah.
Okay. So and you're gonna hear them scream. So I mean,
yeah.
You gotta rage.
Nah, yeah. I definitely am on the other side of it.
I hope a lot of you are, and I hope none of you ever try this stupid shit.
I do think that we are picking stronger people though. Like if 1,000 people
maybe
show up
slightly
to
better than average. Like come on, we're taking MMA fighters.
Yeah.
Anybody who has fighting experience, dedicated soldiers.
Like there's auditions for this, bro.
Yeah,
like
they would have to be.
Would you lift? Okay, we gotta do triathlon so you can get through that.
And even then, right? Even with all that training and stuff, it's still going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's impossible anymore.
Yeah.
But I am saying that it is. I'm agreeing with the extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
Or at least barely possible. Which is the same thing but different wording. However you want to look at it.
Yeah.
One's positive, one's negative. So
first it was like, yeah, for sure. And then it was like, I mean,
you gonna take away spears, the only thing that kept the humanity alive through wilderness?
What kills me is like gorilla kills or maims dozens before being overwhelmed, if at all. Like I thought you said we could do it. Now you're like, I don't know if you can overwhelm it. Like I don't know if you can win, But I also don't know if you can even overwhelm it, to be honest. It's just going to fuck y'all up.
Yeah, because I feel like it would have like that pit bull mentality where it's like, oh no, I'm locked in to the death.
Oh, this is what we doing. I've been waiting to do this.
Yeah, like a pit bull will, once it has that bite, or supposedly, I've never actually seen this in like outside of videos or something like that.
Right.
And those videos are generally short, so I don't actually see if the pit bull ever lets go or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, like once they lock in,
yeah,
they're
they
in.
don't let go.
Yeah, you could beat that dog, you could do whatever you want to, and like unless you're killing it and like somehow getting it to like ease its grip, you're tearing off whatever piece of meat it's into. I think that's kind of the mentality that this gorilla would go into, especially if it can't leave. Like, I'm thinking, like, because this is what I'm thinking. Giant arena. Once the doors are closed, no one leaves until there's only one.
Yeah.
Whether that's man or gorilla. And I'm not saying one man at the end of it all. Like, if there's like three.
It might be.
Right. He's just slowly waiting until the very last to just fist through the eye, grabbed his brain, like some weird stuff, I don't know. Which, now that, if you could maim the gorilla, if you could get enough chance to take this gorilla's senses out, like that's how like gruesome you would have to be. You have to go in there and grab that gorilla's eyeball out. Like you're dying getting this done because that gorilla's not going to just...
Yeah, it's not going to take that.
Yeah. So like... But you would have.
He's gonna turn you into a basketball
and just
3-point shot
into everybody else that was right in front of. Yeah, like you'd have to just let go of like your fear of like harming things.
Yeah,
because I have a big issue with like even small stuff like that's why I never hunted and stuff. I want to get into all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because like one, I love deer meat. Deer meat's amazing. But also like. It's something that my family kind of grew up doing. Like my stepdad, my brother, all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never did it. I tried it once, and I got yelled at. And so I was discouraged from trying it again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'd have to have a very specific mentality going into that.
Yeah.
To have the chance to win. And that's my whole thing. 100 men, dedicated or not, it is going to be a very amazing feat. If you do it, but at what cost?
At a cost of like 97 lives.
And like, who's gonna give you some award for it? Like, what?
I'm not gonna lie to you. You probably kill yourself afterwards, because you're not gonna be able to live with that.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, you might not, dude. I don't know.
Anyway,
I think that's very good to end on.
So that was the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. I just want to remind y'all real quick. I beat him at the soccer game we play at the Fields. And I didn't mention this earlier, but I also beat him, smacked him.
No, he just beat me.
I beat him off in FIFA. He couldn't.
He beat me off while I was playing FIFA, yeah.
And that's how he lost.
Go
on. No, I beat him in FIFA as well.
Yes, he did.
It was embarrassing. Comments, concerns, thoughts.
I'll get him next time.
All right, sign us off.
Get him next time, Coach.
Sign us off.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here for this conversation, for all these conversations. Answer the questions if you'd like to. Ask us some questions.
Yeah.
Fact check us on anything that we may have said that was incorrect, or just enlighten us on it if you want to be nice about it. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tune in next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get our tech guy to get more into the posting a little more consistently with the shots.
Right, cut this.
And yeah, so y'all don't have to go home, but you do need to get out of here. Okay. Peace.